wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Pow Wow. Wow. They want to find the treasure, they want to find it now. They are K-Pro and they are Cow. They're going over it and over it and over it again. This treasure hunt created by Forest fans. Sing it! K-Pro Cow Pow Wow. K-Pro Cow Pow Wow Wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Pow Wow. Marion and Indy are what they're like, although their real names are Christy and Mike. Can they pin down the treasure? They just might. Tune in to find out Monday nights. K-Pro Cow Pow Wow. K-Pro Cow Pow Wow Wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Pow Wow.
Okay, can you guys hear me? I'm hoping you can. Mike's running a little slow. I had a lot of stuff happening today between work and kids. It was a day, and I'll just say, Mike's here. Hey, Mike.
What's going on, everybody? What did you play the song? What happened?
The song played. It's over. I've been winging
Let's
it.
play it again. No. All right.
No.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome. It is Monday night, K-Pro Cow Pow Wow, Treasure Hunt Amusement Park, and it is the Monday before Thanksgiving. We hope everybody's doing okay. We hope everybody's planned a wonderful Thanksgiving. How many people are going to be out treasure hunting on Thanksgiving? On Thanksgiving itself, who's going to be out there boots on the ground? Because you'll probably be by yourself, would be my guess.
And that's okay. This is the cool part. I remember a couple years ago, gosh, it was probably 6 or 7 years ago now, maybe 8. This is before I met you, Mike.
Yeah.
I was up on one of the forums before we had this kind of thing. And I never would go out on my mom's birthday. My mom's birthday was December 31st. And so New Year's Eve, I remember there's 3 or 4 of us. It was dead in this forum. But we were all, for whatever our life situation, it was William Ortiz, you guys know Eugene, myself, and a couple of others. And you had to refresh because it was a forum, but we were in there all night and we were having a good time because that was our life circumstance. So you know what? We have life and kids and crazy and jobs and all that, but we love to come and see you guys. And it doesn't matter if you're, a 20-year-old single guy or a 70-year-old grandma of 26 people for Thanksgiving. You're all here with us and you're all welcome. Someone did ask us today, Mike.
What?
It was literally, he's been in a day, but he did ask this, and I don't want to make fun of him, but I want to say, I do want to comment to it. He said, I found you guys have so many people being added to your Discord. We're over 2,000. We got an alert today because
it hit 2,000 in Discord, everybody.
Yeah. So they said, can you not share the link anymore to Discord? Because I'm here and we don't want anyone else, because there has been, I am shocked how much people are revealing. I revealed some last night that I shouldn't have, and some people said thank you because they found out kind of what I said. But yeah, go ahead. A single day. He was in there a single day and said, shut it down. And I said, no, we're all inclusive. Come join us. If somebody can put the Discord link. And it's like saying, no, we're only going to do something privately, like a private Zoom. We wouldn't do that to you and you in the back. Oh, wait, what about you over there? You too. You're all invited. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, there it is, Doug. Yeah, it's been crazy. It's funny how many people reach out to me and say, how do I join Discord? Every video has the Discord link right there in the description. You just click it. We also have a private Facebook group on Facebook. They're both called Cowlazars Grand Adventure. But yeah, this John Collins Black Treasure Hunt has just blown up. It's taken, in a way that Forest Fens never did, it's just taken the country by storm, I think. But we were talking about Thanksgiving. Quick joke for you, K-Pro. You ready?
Oh, Lord.
Why does nobody get laid on Thanksgiving? Because all the coats are on the bed. Get it? Because everybody's over.
That's a good dad joke.
That's actually a George Carlin joke. But anyway.
Oh.
All right. Thumbs up for jokes, everybody. Okay. Yeah. So the John Collins Black is really taken off. And we got an email from Treasure Inside today. Isn't that right, Kate?
Yes.
Let me find it so we can read it. If you
Guys, the books are okay. And I'm going to tell a funny story about this. So basically the books are selling out. So I wanted to try to get the second and third printing because Mike and I have been debating what there's no typos, intentional thing. I think some things are going to be left in. Second and third printings are on the way. And Mike, you can read yours, but this was the funny part. So we went to 2 Barnes and Noble. There's one up here and then one about an hour away. My daughter was visiting some friends about an hour away. And she went in, Mike put it under her name and she thought it was under our name. And they're like, we need to know what your name is. And she told them, and they said, that's not the name we have. We've had 6 people in here trying to get this book. It's on hold for someone else. And so my daughter said, well, can you tell me the name? And they're like, no, you need to know the name. Well, Mike's last name and her last name are different. And I know there's weird people, so we don't need to go into all of our last names because of the crazies. And then she got on the phone. She goes, oh, it's under my name. Mike was so smart. He put it under her name.
Well, yeah,
but they were like,
to the store, so I put it under her name,
which was so brilliant. And we figured it out. But they were like, we have so many people calling for these books. And now we know why. Because we got an email from John. The books are sold out. But go ahead, Mike, if you want to read it or say it or whatever.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. Okay, let me just read it. So we usually get our emails from Treasure Inside 3 hours later than everybody else. I don't know if that's because we're on the West Coast. I have no idea. But I got this at 4:11 p.m. today. It says, Dear reader, today, demand for There's Treasure Inside pushed the book to number 8 on Amazon. And inventory in Amazon warehouses temporarily sold out. More books are in transit, and hopefully Amazon will provide estimated dates very soon. Until then, you can order copies of the book at Barnes & Noble and bookshop.org, or go into your local Barnes & Noble in person. Needless to say, while treasure hunters have already begun having adventures, get it? Grand adventures, looking for the treasures I have hidden, the onslaught of excitement for my book is creating logistical adventures for myself and my distributors. Hang tight. Books are on the way. Yours in the hunt, John Collins Black. But if you are in the Las Vegas area, like Kpro just said, you can get a physical book at the Barnes & Noble on Lake Mead. There's 1 copy. The Barnes & Noble in Henderson there by Galleria Mall, there's 2 copies because we looked at all 3 of those. We really want a second edition copy of the book. So if anybody out there gets your greedy little hands on a second copy edition of the book, let us know.
They're not here yet, though.
Well, they're gonna show up.
They're gonna show up, but don't check now, guys, because so here's what I did. I said, can you look to see if it says second printing? It doesn't say anything. So we were just gonna, what my daughter did was she went in, she looked at the Hoppy calendar, and if that typo is still there, it's the first edition. So, and here's the commitment I'll make to you. We will buy it from you, and then I will do a public YouTube or Zoom or something where we can all go page by page and see what's been corrected. So we will buy it and we will share with all of you every single page because we know there's going to be a lot of them. I do want to do a thank you to a couple of people. If you want, are you okay with that now, Mike, or do you have something?
Yeah, no. Yeah. I do want to talk about a couple of things, but yes, go ahead.
So there's some really smarty pantses in our Discord that have run Discord servers. And yeah, I saw that. So I clicked on one of our users when Otak said how cool is whatever avatar, whatever. I clicked on it and there was a dragon and it was flying around. It was super cool. So here's what I didn't know. We are new. We just started our Discord. Our Discord has been our last social media that we have added. So, and we're growing like crazy, but we don't know a lot about Discord and how it works and things. Well, Dazed Wanderer, I wanted to thank you, and I'm trying to find a second person. If I could figure this out, I would try. But basically what he did is he paid for a boost, and actually there was a second user. I'm so sorry if you're in here, please say it was me, only if it was you, but they paid for server boosts. And I went offline with Days Wanderer, and I just wanted to say thank you. And he shows up pink. I have no idea because he knows the magic of Discord. But he paid for some boosts. So now we would have been limited to like 100 people in our speakeasies, which never was a problem before, but it is a problem now because we have so many people that are on the server. So he boosted it from like 100 to 300. So if you have a recommendation of a boost, we're going to go and try to figure that out right now. I'm going to be hunting for some treasure. So I haven't had time, but if you have recommendations or whatever, or if you want to boost, if you want to super chat and say you need to boost this or do that, I guess it gives you more options. There's an automatic moderator that can come in. It's called a boost or a nitro or something. I'm going to look into it. I promise I'm going to make Mike look into it, but yes, you are.
You don't need to. You have those people that know. So all I got to do is reach out to somebody that knows.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
But
well, then why do I have to look into it? But anyway, I'm busy.
Because you're Cowlazars.
Exactly. So I'm busy. Okay. So you thank the two people that boosted it?
Well, I think Days Wander and I think whoever else it was. I'm sorry. I tried to scroll back, but you can't get away. Now it is very hard in Discord. I walked away from everything today. I kind of broke last night because I stayed up most of the night, and then I had a bunch of work commitments. And between that and
there's Lucky Dog.
There's Lucky Dog. Let's see what he's going to do back there.
Looking for the treasure.
That's Lucky. And so the big thing is I just needed to walk away today. I don't have enough hours in the day right now because I know what I'm going to be doing this weekend.
Yeah, here's the cool part. Most people have a 4-day weekend for the holiday. So for 4 days, you can read this book, and for 4 days and plan your boots on the ground. And should we do a Zoom? I mean, Saturday, should we do a Zoom? I mean, I know it's the Saturday of the holiday weekend. Last Zoom, we had 100 people and we capped out at Zoom. Or should we do a speakeasy? So you just said there is a cap in the speakeasy, K-Pro?
Of 300 now. It was at 100. And
maybe instead of Zoom, we should do a speakeasy. It's just easier for me to share in Zoom, but you can share your screen.
You can share your screen, yeah.
So maybe we'll see what the appetite is for that. It's just I know a lot of people are traveling because it's the holidays. So I look at it either way. A lot of people are home for the holidays, and Saturday is the Lions football, of course, Thursday's Lions football is going to dominate, of course. And you have your turkey and you eat 4 times and you do whatever you do and you watch Christmas Vacation. But Friday, Friday is a holiday for a lot of people. Maybe we should do it Friday. Speakeasy. Meaning get in there and let's talk about it. What do you think, K-Bro?
You know I'm traveling.
Right. Well, so we can't have one because you're traveling?
You can have one. And
all right, let's play it by ear. Let's see who all, because some people will be like, yeah, I'm out of town. I can't do it because I'm over, family's house or whatever. So we'll see. I mean, even if we skip it, yeah, we could always do it the following week. But thank you to everybody who joined. I mean, 100 people in Zoom is the most we've ever had. We did upload.
Well, no, and there was another 60 in our
Black Friday. That's pretty good.
And we had 60 people in the speakeasy, so we had 160.
Yeah.
And we uploaded it, guys, so you can go and look at it. And I think it was great. It was too long for me. My head exploded. We've never had that kind of chaos. 100 people in
3.5 hours. I think I got a little headache too because we were just going through so much stuff. I mean, there's so much of that word search. And I don't know if it's all intentional or not. We probably need to revisit it in a speakeasy or whatever.
Yeah. So tonight is going to be general updates. Mike is going to try something, maybe if you want to be on with us for a couple of minutes. Do you want to try that, Mike, or no?
Try it. Yeah. Okay.
So here's what we were thinking. Mike is going to post the Discord or not Discord link, what do we call
you've got to email. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I could post the link. So you want to make it open. It's just
but we only allow one in at a time, so we don't talk over each other and have the chaos. So here's what we were thinking. Mike, you can change this however you want. Right. We were thinking we're going to post the StreamYard link right now in chat. If you want to come on, you have to have your cameras on. You have to be talking, but you get a minute to give us your experience so far. Or maybe if you want a question. So we don't want to do a huge panel because there might be 100, and we'll just go one by one through you'll be in the waiting room until you come on. What do you think? Because we do have a couple of general announcements. There's no puzzle. Some of the new people are like, oh, you crack a puzzle every single week, like the word search. No, we don't. We are taking questions though. If you want to work on the Forrest Fenn poem, whatever you want to work on, we can do that and make it the theme for that night. We don't have a theme tonight.
Well, I need to go over a couple of things. So
okay. And I have a couple more things.
If you join, I have to let you in, so you just have to sit there and wait. We have to have a camera and audio, and StreamYard's finicky. If you join, and it won't let you if your camera and audio is not set up right. So the first thing is you just said second edition isn't out yet. Well, we don't know when it's out yet. I mean, we really don't know.
In his message, he said the second and third printings are going to arrive shortly, so there's going to be a short gap.
So we don't know when they're going to arrive. We don't have a date, is what I'm saying. We don't
What-
have a date when they're going to
Right.
arrive.
My only point was it's not out now. Don't go waste your time like we did and check
Right.
the bookstores.
So what
too.
I was going to say is the way you can tell, guys, is right here. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Oh, right here. Right here. The word somewhere. You know, in the book, it's somewhere in with no space. And this is the introduction page. If you have a second edition book, it'll say somewhere space in because it's one of the things he said he corrected. So it's just an easy way to look. You know, if you're in a physical bookstore and you want to know, open it up the introduction page. If it says somewhere space in, you have a second edition or second printing. I don't know if it's considered second edition, but second printing of the book. Edition. And that's what we're all looking for. So, yeah, let us know. Whoever gets the first one, whether it's next week or 6 months from now, whoever gets a second edition, please let us know. The other thing I wanted to bring up, and I can't remember if we shared this or not, so I'm going to share it again, is when he gives the credits in the book. This is the thumbnail I used for the video. When he gives the credits to the book, there's a symbol. It says all pictures are noted by the author unless otherwise designated. And he shows a symbol, and somebody was saying it's his initials. I thought this was pretty slick. So shout out to whoever posted this in our Discord. They were like, it's his initials, J, C, and then B. And we don't know if that's true or not, but I think it totally makes sense. So that's a pretty cool symbol if that is supposed to be JCB's initials. So pretty cool. Thanks to who posted that. Pretty awesome. They will say second printing on the publisher's page. Right. That's another way you could look it up. But if you just want to go to the introduction page, you can.
Typically, I talked to Barnes & Noble. And because I tried to have her do this over the phone, she was really nice and did it. Typically speaking, you would have first printing on the first one. He does not have first printing on the first one. We're hoping that he says second printing, third printing, etc., but not necessarily because she said since he didn't note it on the first one, he had to have known he was going to do additional printings. He may not. So don't just go to, I was hoping just to go to that cover page and it would say second printing. It may or may not. We don't know that for sure right now. I actually would recommend, rather than going to the somewhere in and be concerned about it, I'd go to the Hoppy calendar that's on page 85. And if July and August aren't identical, because he said he was going to change that, I would change it.
Well, why would you go there when you just go to the introduction page? Okay. Hey, Debbie, how's it going? Oh, you're muted. You're muted. All right. So introduce yourself to everybody. Tell us what state you live in.
In Oklahoma.
What's that?
Debbie Teal in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. All right. And how are you tonight? How's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
What do you think? Are you working on TTI?
Yes.
Are you working on a particular box? What do you think? Tell us everything.
Well, I'm only working on the word search. I had already solved the cryptogram in the end, but I looked over those last 4 page, the second edition part of the book. So I haven't read the whole thing yet.
It's a big book. It's a lot to read. You know, it is. The word search though is really interesting. I think out of all the 4 chapters, the word search is people
and
probably.
I think you wanted something on all those. I copied down everything, you know, to exclude all the letters and the O's. I think that's right.
Yeah, and if you guys don't know, we've known Debbie for a long time. She's a long time searcher, so not very new to the community. She's been around a long time. Yeah, that word search. Were you a part of the Zoom this last weekend?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was a lot. It was.
I stayed on that one pretty late. It was a Saturday night.
Yeah, the Zoom.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah, you're Oklahoma, so you're a couple hours later than us. So yeah, it wasn't horribly late, but I didn't go the whole time.
Because of that, I don't pay attention to the time zone.
Right.
This on his icon or whatever he's calling it, that is pretty cool. That does look like his. It
does look like it could be his initials. Somebody's saying it's the publisher's mark, but it looks like it's
yeah.
Sports Gang says, where are you from? Me and K-Pro are from Las Vegas, Nevada, and Sports Gang, and Debbie's from Oklahoma. So there we
Debbie,
go.
you've been to one of our WSOFs, haven't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we did the escape room last year.
Yeah.
For sure. You coming again this year?
I went to the fan finale too. I saw K-Pro up there.
Yeah,
up
yeah.
in Yellowstone. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How do you think
Yeah.
John Collins?
I'm coming in January.
Awesome. Okay, good. So everybody who's coming to the Seeking Treasure conference, you're going to meet Debbie among myself and K Pro and a lot of other people. How do you think JCB's book compares to The Thrill of the Chase?
I think it might be better laid out.
Mm-hmm.
I think people might figure those out. It might not be me, but other people might figure that out sooner than they did with the fan chase.
Yeah, Grey Ghost says, I think I met Debbie at the finale. Yeah, she was there.
Yes.
Nice.
Well, and I think so. A lot of people have been comparing Fens to this book. I don't consider them. It's like apples to oranges. It's kind of like Skydrop was a totally different kind of hunt. Forrest had a straightforward poem, and that was really it. And then he had a book that accompanied it. This is like a puzzle book, a whole bunch of different puzzles that you have to crack. It's almost like our invitation. So it's very different.
Crypto things, though.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a lot in there. So I don't think the books are. It's almost like one's a puzzle book, one was a memoir. That's how I kind of see it.
Yeah.
So
it is interesting the chapters that I have read so far. Just
I liked it.
About the items that he's got in the treasure chest. So.
I plan on rereading the entire book this holiday weekend. Yeah. Now that we know misspelled words aren't intentional, let's reread it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's where I'm at. I'm going to, now I don't have to be distracted with, I started reading and it was like, oh, is that the right date or is that the right spelling? Now I don't have to worry about that. He has said,
don't have to worry.
Yeah.
And Candy, now it's going to be JCB conspiracies at the book party.
Yeah.
All right, Debbie. Well, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. We try to do this every time. Have a person on. They can introduce themselves.
That is good.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
we'll see you.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you in February.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. February 1st. So I've got something I want to bring up. Thanks for coming on, Debbie. Now, go ahead. You do too.
Well, I was just going to say one thing we didn't go over on the last show that we needed to go over tonight is many of you are saying, well, another person got bounced for having another box, but with no evidence. John has included on his website now when a treasure is found, when a box is.
We went live. We went live with that, didn't we?
I didn't.
That's why we went live.
I thought we only did the typos.
Oh, we can show it. We can show both because I want to talk about the typos because I have changed my stance on the Santa Fe AZ. Well, let's talk about it. So, Mr. John Collins Black has updated the website with two things. Chuck Willery just passed away. 2 minutes and 2 seconds. For you older people out there, you know what I'm talking about. Mr. John Collins Black has updated the website with two things. The first one is he updated the typos, and we did go live with this. But at the time, I didn't read this a certain way, and I think there was somebody in the chat that was trying to communicate this. So this is what it says on the website. It says, in short, I did not misspell any words, abbreviations, or proper nouns in my book intentionally. Okay? So Santa Fe AZ is not a misspelling. AZ is the abbreviation for Arizona, but that's not a misspelling. What we want to know is it an error? Was he supposed to put NM for New Mexico? It is, I think it is a intentional error. So first when we read this, we said, oh, abbreviations. Oh my God, he actually put the wrong state for Forrest Fenn. That's horrible. Now that I reread it, he said, I didn't misspell any abbreviations, and AZ is not misspelled. It's not a misspelling. It's an error. Or is it? Or did he do it intentionally? Because that's a clue. And we really need him to comment, I think, specifically for this one clue, because we really need to know. It's important for the Forrest Fenn box. But because the abbreviation is not misspelled, and that's all he addresses on the website, he doesn't address errors. Now, what he does say is, nor did I state any incorrect dates or ages on purpose. So an incorrect date and an incorrect age is not a typo. It's incorrect. But he doesn't say anything about this state that was incorrect. It's just not a typo. So I think, and it's breaking news, it's my opinion, I think the Santa Fe AZ is intentional. It is a clue. What say you, K-Pro?
I say the opposite. I say that he's saying all of it is, it's not intentional. If there is an error of dates, what did he say? Of dates of...
He said any incorrect dates or ages on purpose. So that is true.
Yeah, and any errors in abbreviations, any errors in misspellings. That's what he's saying.
But but he only says incorrect dates and ages. And then he says misspelled words, abbreviations, or proper nouns. But AZ is not misspelled. AZ is an error. And so he needs to address it. So we know.
Okay, so here's what I did.
He needs to address it
Oh,
specifically.
and guys, Mike, he interrupts me less than I interrupt him. It's okay. I appreciated the message, but we're all good. Let's keep all positive because I'm getting a box this weekend. Okay, so let's take a step back.
Okay.
I do agree with you here. They need to clarify. I did email the team, the info at Treasure Inside, and said, look, this is a little bit of an interpretation. And since John's
that's right, Eric.
I believe that John's intention was to clarify. I think it's possible that it can be interpreted both ways. So I asked them if they would put just after that is Santa Fe. So this rules out Santa Fe, Arizona. This was just an error. Sorry. That's what I would like them to list
say. Specifically with the other actual.
Oh, there's so many though. I think he's embarrassed.
Well, no, just the Santa Fe AZ. He needs the list. That's all.
Right. In the list, he adds that, or maybe he does give something away because it was his error. And then I think he needs to clarify specifically. For example, Santa Fe, Arizona is a hint because.
But see, will he do that? I only think he will list it in the errors if it is an error. I don't think he's going to say anything if it's.
I think he needs to clarify because he had the error. All of these issues. I think that would clarify it specifically to see who is right.
Yeah, I wish he would. I mean, it is a big clue in that book. I cannot imagine that he put Santa Fe AZ and it was an accident. I mean, that is more than misspelling a word. That's getting an entire state incorrect. So I think it's intentional. Covert One gets it. If he didn't specifically say AZ was an error, then it's intentional. It's solved. Done deal.
That's not what he just said.
Hang the gavel.
Well, so you think, okay, so you think he needs to specifically say, this means that the A in earnest is non-intentional.
No, because those are misspelled. He addressed it. He said, I did not misspell any words, abbreviations, or proper nouns. So is there an abbreviation that's misspelled? Maybe this is a better point. Is there an abbreviation in the book that is misspelled? Not wrong, but misspelled. No. So it's a difference between a misspelling and an error. Misspelling and an error is what we're talking about.
Well, but can you at least see my point that it is? I
agreed with you. The show that we did, I was like, oh yeah, he just addressed it. But then I thought, wait a minute, AZ isn't misspelled. And if you just go by what he said, the letter of his statement, get it? See what I did there? Letter A to Z. I think the Santa Fe AZ is something to do with letters. A to Z is the alphabet. It's something to do. It's a hint on what we're supposed to do for the Force Fen box. Personally.
And if they could just clarify that tiny little bit, that would be helpful because I can see both interpretations and I have had searchers send me both interpretations. Some think Santa Fe, Arizona is now off the table as a hint. Some people are saying this makes it for sure that it is a hint. I don't know.
Good point. Stuck in Chaselandia, just like here. No, actually here. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Home here is misspelled. If he intended it, it is misspelled if he intended it to be HEAR. Although he spelled it as a totally different word. So is it misspelled or is it an intentional error? And if they are intentional errors, I don't think he's going to address it. But let's hope he does. I mean, that's a good point, though. Here is not misspelled if it's intentional. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
If he could clarify a little bit more, that would help the entire community because the entire community, Arizona isn't New Mexico. So I take it that it was a boo-boo, but I can't even believe it was a boo-boo.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying too. AZ isn't NM. That's true. And then here, HERE is definitely not an error. We think it was on purpose. And those are so huge, I think he would have listed them individually to say this was supposed to be this, everybody. Sorry, mea culpa. Don't throw tomatoes at me when you see me in the supermarket. But because he didn't, I think they're intentional. But that's just my opinion. All right. The other thing K-Pro wanted to bring up is so many people have said they found a box with no proof. He updated the frequently asked questions. And one of the things he updated was, if I can find it, hang on. And it's funny, he didn't put it at the bottom. You think he would put it at the bottom, but he didn't. Oh, have any of the boxes been found? So if you go to treasureinside.com, there is under the frequently asked questions a section that says, have any boxes been found? And this is his response. As of today, again, he doesn't put the date. As of today, I am aware of no boxes that have been found. If and when a box is found, I will announce it here. So at least we know that he will announce it. And this is how he's going to announce it. So that's good info.
Look at Fanar's comment, because I could not agree more.
We really need a full breakdown of all possible mistakes, clerical errors, printer errors, blemishes, specs, spots, stains, gremlins, faults, failings, foibles, typos, and thinkos. Oh, plinko. Yeah, that I agree, Thanar. I do think because there was just so many in there, he doesn't want to do that. But yeah.
Well, and I think too, like when I looked up what year did Bitcoin come out, there was several websites. Some of them agreed with John, some of them didn't agree with John. So I thought it was a hint potentially. It's not. But I do think he should like put a full list, even if it is.
Yeah.
Some have reported to me that the Bitcoin date is incorrect. Well, the dates, he ruled all of them out, right?
Correct. So dates are out. So
Dates and names are out.
In the past and future box, he has an incorrect date. The birth date he gives, I think he gives 1971, and I believe the actual birth date of the writer is 1970. And an unintentional. It's just an accident. Hit thumbs up, people. Thank you, Denise. We do want people to thumbs up the videos. Grey Ghost says, can we deduce that all intentional errors are clues? Yes, I think so. Intentional errors.
No, I heard it.
You don't think they're clues? Then why are they there intentionally?
I think John has told us with our interview. You guys need to go watch our interview with John. It's a great one. It's the only interview out there that I think really digs in to searcher questions.
I'll find
We asked the question
to
John, have you put any red herrings in there? And he in the book, and he laughed and said, I can't answer that. So to me, that answer is yes. He has put intentional red herrings in there, and some of them could be errors, right? Right, Mike? Right?
I would hope not.
I agree with you there, but
no, that's a problem. So
it's on the table is all I'm thinking.
All right. If you haven't seen it, everybody, go check it out, because we asked them actually treasure hunt questions, not just, oh, what a crazy idea. Why'd you do this? We didn't do any of that stuff. That's already been asked 100 times. And there's a bunch of articles. Have you seen all the media now?
Oh, yeah. Washington Post did an article today, or New York Post did. It's blowing up. Everybody is caught on now. All the small medias. We do have some new tubers. They're starting to tube, but I do have to say we have had our first searcher rescue. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw. Yes. Yes. Somebody made a TikTok video, I think, saying, hey, be careful, everybody. His car broke down kind of in the middle of nowhere, and he had to be rescued out. So, yeah. I don't know when JCB's birthday is. Is that in the book? Did he give his birthday in the book? Because if it's not in the book, I don't want to talk about it. So I don't know, Davio. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Did you see 3D Bronze?
Well, he talks about his birthstone, so maybe it is in the book. Yeah. 3D Bronze. If you believe that it is not a clue, then you should meet me in San Francisco, New York, to collect my inheritance from my great uncle. I didn't know that was a Nigerian prince. And he has a bridge to sell you as well.
No, I'm saying, logically speaking, I believe that there's no way that he could have put in Santa Fe, Arizona. But the words and in how I interpret them is probably wrong, but I think gives a little bit of wiggle room that includes that being unintentional. But that's all I'm saying. Don't get all up in arms. That's all I'm saying. So
so I just went to Amazon, and for me, it shows the book is now $46.12. But when I say it says only one left in stock, order soon. But when I click it, it says there was a problem. It's out of stock. So, okay, it was just verifying.
But the Barnes and Noble still have them. Some of the I think BAM still has their. Well, everywhere else I think still has theirs.
Well, that might have been him right there. I think that it might have been him. Your car broke down. Yeah, that happens for sure. That happens.
But that can be dangerous when you're out in the middle of nowhere and maybe like cold weather or whatever. Or I've worried. Okay, so I'll tell you one terrible story. My dad was a cop, so safety was always a big thing. So when I broke down in the middle of the night, out in the middle of nowhere, you actually go hide behind like a tree, because there's some people you want the cop to come and pick you up. And this was a while back, so cell phone service wasn't out where I was at. And so you put your blinker on, you put your thing, because the first guy that pulled over, I wasn't getting out, or I wasn't going to say, hey, I'm here. He looked kind of scary. That probably was a stereotype and not appropriate, but I wasn't getting in his car with him. So sometimes, when you're out in the middle of nowhere and if you're by yourself, that can become a dangerous situation. Yeah.
And Denise says it's a cool idea. The Alphabet AZ at Santa Fe. There you go. Something there. There's something there, Denise. I'm just not sure. And I'll give you guys my story because my dad was a cop growing up as well. So I was like probably 7 or 8. Me and Dad are cruising through the streets of Detroit. We passed by a 7-Eleven. He turns around, he goes in there and parks, and we're just sitting there. He's facing the 7-Eleven with the lights off. I go, what's going on? And he goes, I think those guys are robbing the place. And I go, what? So I just watch, and sure enough, one guy walks out as another guy was distracting the cashier with questions. They both come out, go walking down the block. He comes pulling up, and he was in his private car. He was an undercover cop, undercover narcotics cop. But he pulled up, jumped out with the whole police freeze. I never heard him yell that loud in my life. And they just had a case of beer. It was a trench coat with a case of beer under it. So he just took the beer, told him to get the hell out of there. He told him, if my son wasn't in the car, you'd be going to jail. But he just gave the beer back to 7-Eleven. But then he caught it out of the corner of his eye just as we were driving by. And it isn't like we were going by 10 miles an hour. We were driving somewhere, and he just caught it. He could tell what was going on just by looking through the window. So I haven't thought of that.
Your dad is such a mild-mannered, nice person.
Right.
I can't see him in the undercover narcotic cop guy. Like, it's so funny that, work, you're different than you are. Yeah.
Pretty much. Okay. Are you guys adding more people for StreamYard?
Do you have anybody in the waiting room?
Actually, yeah, Debbie's still there. Maybe, let me see what I can do here.
There should be able to be more than one. So you
can join, Candy, if you want to. We have another 10 minutes left, so anybody can join.
Yeah, and we'll talk between people coming on.
Right.
I'm sorry about that. Somebody.
There's the link one more time.
Unfortunately. So here's the thing. I am going to do some more videos on the conference. I've been distracted a little bit. So all the pre-sale tickets, several people asked me, we have a new treasure hunting friend who does treasure hunts. And he's like, oh, I missed the conference. I'm like, no, we set him up a spot on our Discord. So if you are doing hunts, you can come in and get a subcategory. And there's lots of people that have decided not to become a part of TTI because of the crazies. Bigger hunts have crazier people. But we're a safe place in our Discord to discuss. But if you have a smaller hunt going on, feel free. We'll set you up and see how it goes. So the conference is January 30th.
31st.
31st. I was going to say 30 days.
Friday.
And then Saturday is our first ever Treasure Conference 2025. If you, we have the deadline coming up in about 5-6 days for if you want to speak at the conference. We do have more speakers than we have spots at this point. So we're going to be grouping together, doing some panels, doing some themes, doing some topics. But you need to email. So up on seekingtreasurecon.com is all the info. If you just want to come and hang out, we have a couple hours of open bar. That means drink.
You do have to pay to get in, and you can see all the details on the website.
Yeah. So, but it's coming up. It's coming up. And I swear after I pick up the box this weekend, I will refocus on the conference. We have some cool things. Right. Dirk from Treasure Games is coming. It's going to be awesome. He's our keynote, and he's holding the press conference where some people in this chat room won $200,000, and they're going to get presented money. Yeah. Do you see what's happening with you're like,
oh, that was me. I'm just doing that.
Oh, no. Like it's shuddering or it's,
I don't see it, but no, it's probably the new computer. I need a new one. So, okay.
You're not getting a new computer. You're not.
Okay.
Yeah, your voice is off from or at least it was for me.
So Doug is joined, but because there's no, they have to, it will not let me let you in, Doug, without a camera. So you can't, sorry. So I'm going to have to kick you out unless you can, actually, I'll leave you there in case you can add a camera. So, all right, everybody, I think that's it. Are we going to go live Wednesday? The eve before Thanksgiving? Maybe there'll be some breaking news by then. We'll see.
If we do, yeah. So here's the thing that we ask you to do. We need you to thumbs up because that makes us feel good. Thumbs downs, we don't see. We used to be able to see them and now we don't see them, which is great. And then hit the subscribe button because like tonight, we had life get in the way. So we had to go on live about an hour late. If you're subscribed with that little bell on, you are able to know when we go live because we're not going to post it all of the time. So tonight was a little more chill. I do have to say, I broke yesterday. We have a good enough spot and we have a good enough location that I needed to walk away from the word search today and we're going.
Yeah, the word
and
search.
Mike let's make this a debate. Okay. So let's just say I find it. Let's just say, for the sake of discussion, I find it. I open up the Pelican box.
You'll
says,
never know, people. You'll never know.
Yeah. Well, if it's announced this weekend, that's not good. Mike has said that I have to wait an entire day until I open the treasure box because he is not going boots on the ground.
Yeah. So she's going to a different state, right? To look. I think we can say that. She's going to a different state to look. Well, yeah, that's right. And then Mike gets if we find it, I'm getting a new computer. That's right. She's going to a different state to look. And I'm like, well, if you find it, it's a puzzle box. I was like, don't read the instructions and open it. Bring it back and let's try and open it ourselves. Like, we'll film it. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be great.
She's out of your mind.
Hell no. And I'm like, well,
okay. Now, first of all, I don't ever want to lie to my husband, not intentionally. I could say to him, sure, there's no way, because here's the thing. What if he says you open it up and it says, oh, wait, now just go one more tree and there's the other half of the box. It could happen. Or there's some instructions. There is no way.
John does not expect you to open it in the field, and he doesn't expect you to go back. But you are, K-Pro, you are going to take a forest fence searcher coin. And if you find it, you have to leave a searcher coin.
I can do that. I can do that.
And only we know which sequence number it is. So that way, if somebody says, I was at your spot, well, then what's the sequence number?
That's funny. Okay. If we find, this is how we're going to interpret.
What if we had a TTI coin to do that? That was the entire point of the forest fence coin before it turned into something else.
Maybe
but anyway.
We'll make one before 3 days from now when I leave. Okay. Here is we have decided due to not John Collins, Jack Stoof and what happened in the forest hunt. We will not be sharing that we found it. We will notify John immediately. And then an anonymous person is going to post on our, we're going to have video from an anonymous person that sent us the video.
You're one of our kids opening it. Who's that? We don't know. It's a mystery. So what K-Pro's telling you without telling you is that if we find it, we are going to remain anonymous. Is that right? Or do we need to talk about that? We would remain anonymous?
I don't think there's any way. I mean, people have done videos on me this week.
I don't think you can remain anonymous. I don't think you're capable of not telling everybody. So I think it'll leak out one way or the other. Discord, which you should join if you're not, or here on one of the live shows. But
well, you're the one who said anonymous. What do you think, Mike?
It depends what's in it. Because remember, you're going for the past and future box. We know one of the Bitcoins is in there, which is worth what, 100, 110 grand if we sell it. But we don't know what else is in the box, which is really the fun part on this. You have all these items in this book, and we don't know for certainty what's in each box. He tells us a couple items, like how many gold coins are in there. Is there something we can take on down to Pawn Stars and just ask Rick how much money for this and then not sell it? It depends what's in it, and it depends what the incentive is in order to contact him. I can't make the decision without knowing exactly what's in the box.
Yeah. So between me and Cynthia, we're the two old biddies blabbermouths. There's no way I could. Yeah. And
if we found the olive jar, that we would not be anonymous on because we want to open it publicly, right? So.
No, Mike's not getting. Okay, let me tell you guys a little story. Mike doesn't have like a low-end computer. Mike's an IT guy. He works some out of the house, some at home. So when let's see, 6 years ago, he got a brand new computer. It was like $5 grand. It was crazy.
$3 grand.
Okay, $3 grand. That's my point. Right. $3 grand. And then like 2 years ago, he says, I need a new computer. His buddy at work was like, I'll buy your old one. It's such an awesome one. I can't believe your wife is letting you get a new computer. Now he is saying, what is he saying now? So he is now saying he wants another. This is the third one in 6 years. There's no way. No.
Well, I did
No.
have some kind of a memory error where things would stutter. Like I play a lot of video games, it would stutter, which is not acceptable. So I had reformatted it, put everything back on it, and now that's okay. But I wonder if the stuttering of the live stream here might be our internet. It might not be the computer. It might be good old Cox cable. Might be something with that. So if it keeps happening, it's something I got to look into.
But it's very clear to me. So Mike and I are like, we're Brady Bunch. This isn't our first marriage. And so we have his and her kids, and we have a group budget, and then we each have our own budgets. If you want to take it out of your own budget, I don't care. I think you're nuts, but yeah, trade for the soundboard. Ooh.
I'll never give up the soundboard.
And you know what's funny in our household?
That,
you know who gets the hand-me-down, the really good computer? Chris, his oldest, because it's for video games. Like I use PowerPoint, and so I don't need it, but I do think it's funny. Anyway, okay,
right,
so
your mom goes to college.
Thank you very much. I had to play one.
Not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
That's K-Pro. Okay.
I am
Treasure
a
hunter
cool
for a
mom.
mom. Come on. What's more cooler than that?
Come on. Well, no, so my son's into Pokemons. Ugh, but we buy Pokemons. Mike took all the boys and bought them all Pokemons. So you're a cool dad.
Find the Pokemon box. I told them they all get $20 each because we're selling that bad boy as soon as we get it.
So the box I am going for, is the past and future box. So, and I'm not saying, I can tell you I'm not driving, but I'm not saying where I'm going because that would give it all away.
So do you guys remember the shows before we got the book and I was told I had to get the Forrest Fenn box? I could not read any other chapter but the Forrest Fenn box. Remember all that? And then now she has switched because we have a word search that we can actually focus on. And we broke the message on the word search. It was broken in Discord, but then we broke it. And now there are some other things I think to break.
Well,
I don't know who
here's
knows
what
what
happened.
anymore.
I focused just on the Forrest Fenn one. And this is the cool part about how John has this set up. You love the soundboard, Denise. Let's not encourage this behavior. Oh. Okay, wait. So I'm flying to Santa Fe, Arizona. Okay, so here's the thing. I got stuck on the Forrest Fenn one. Here's the cool part. There's 4 others, and I'm not even going to touch Lion Share at this point. And so I went into both Pokemon because that's what D-Pro wanted to do, and the past and future. And then I caught something on, and then you guys all caught, then now it's out. But when I think it was 2 days in from getting the book where I found the secret message within, not the words, but the secret message we went over, and I didn't share it. And I thought, ooh. And then, here's something I will tell you. I think the word search gives you the area of the country, then it gives you a region, then it gives you a state, then it gives you a park, then it gives you a trail, and then it tells you what to do on the trail. Boom. If you don't have all those layers,
chicken.
Not K-Pro. I didn't mean it.
If you don't have all those layers, I would not go boots on the ground. I said this is the one problem I had with Forrest Fenn's hunt is, well, especially my search partner went out a lot of times without a complete solve. Right. I believe we're not going to get any more complete than we have. Well, there might be a little something, but there's nothing more complete.
To pinpoint it. Like, yeah.
Why do you need all of those?
Nobody talks to my friends like that.
That's right. Pete.
Yes, Chris, I do. And I have to tell you, okay, I only told 2 people that I've been DMing in Discord.
Maybe. I hope you do. The last layer is all that matters. That's interesting. All you need is you don't need the overall picture if you just have the right where it is.
Yeah,
right?
but you had to get through. It's kind of like the invitation. This is just my opinion. Yeah. It was like the invitation. You had to know the techniques to get you. It was a little more linear than I thought it was going to be. You can't randomly get the last thing. You have to get the previous ones. And yeah.
All right. I think we got to get off before K-Pro spills
I wish you could just shut your big yapper.
What is wrong with you? Now, here's the other thing. If it ends up being where we're at, exactly where we think it is, Mike doesn't get any of it because he is not a believer.
Oh, I will be there in spring. If you guys can't find it and we haven't come up with some other place, when is that? April, do you think? I think April. I guess we got to watch the weather reports. Kind of like waiting for Yellowstone.
There's something that I can tell you of exactly which date we should go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm going in spring for sure.
Hit like for the soundboard.
That's
Boy,
right,
you guys
everybody.
are ganging up on me.
She
Why?
won't let me play the O face anymore.
No.
You guys, if you listen to the last show, you know what the O face is at the very end of the show. Yeah, hit like for the soundboard. We got 32 likes.
And I guarantee the O face was in the do not play. There's
From
a
a
whole
movie.
thing, the one with the hot dogs and all the
Yeah.
inappropriate. No.
I can play one of those. All right. Okay. Here's one.
I can pull in less than 20 minutes for him to have a liquid explosion.
It's Borat. Why?
Mike.
Who put that in there? That's
Mike.
unacceptable.
Mike.
Okay, everybody. I think that's it. Just so it's funny how quickly an hour goes by.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, Jim, we
thank
should
you
have
very
a new
much.
computer. Okay, people, Super Chat is on. Cash App is accepted.
Here's a good question. Chris says, JCB seemed to think no one could have found it because it had only been out a few weeks. But if it's all in the book, why couldn't anyone have figured it out in a few weeks? What do you think, April?
So I think he answered this, and being treasure hunt originators, I'm going to answer from my own perspective. It is so difficult to figure out how difficult to make something. You don't want to make it impossible. You don't want to make it so easy it can be figured out quickly. But where is that sweet spot in the middle? And he talked about kind of that sweet spot of making. Okay, I'm not talking to any of you right now. I'm
answer the question. He's just saying if it's like the invitation, we're in trouble.
There were errors on the invitation. That is why a $2,000 prize. We want to get some experience before we do, $1 million hunt and have a bunch of typos in our book.
For a hunt for a $200,000 Charizard card. Charizard card. Sorry.
Yeah. So the thing for him, I don't believe he has the experience in his wheelhouse to know how smart this community is. I've given this example before, but I'm going to do it again. One of our biggest smarty pantses in the entire community is Brian Poppelman. He's like engineered. He invented, he's the one that figured out electricity, the space shuttle, all of that. He's the smartest man alive. He went 27 straight hours on one of our hunts and cracked it. We thought it was going to go for months. If you get the right person and the right group and the way you crazy people are sharing on our Discord, some of the stuff is so hard because it took me so long to find it. And then someone's like, oh, did you notice this? Boom. And they put it up there, but that's okay.
But I'll answer for myself. The other thing is his book is 277 pages. I mean, we had a single puzzle that Brian solved, a single page. This is 277 pages, and you have to figure out what the clues are. So it would take a lot more time, is what I think JCB's point was. And it's not like, oh, look, the Appalachian Trail, I matched it up, I'm just going to go find it. I think there's layers to these clues. I don't even know what to do for the lion's share now that all the dates and the names that are misspelled are not clues. I got to reread the book to even try and figure out that one. For the individual chapters, I just think it's a lot harder than what we all think. Look at the word search. What if there's that complexity in the other chapters?
Right. But if you had Brian Poppelman and let's say what the invitation people did, they got like 12 of them together, all the smart people, and they cracked our invitation after months because they said the only way we're going to do this is all together.
All right.
So,
hey, Steve Jobs, how's it going?
It's going. How are you?
Now, is that your real name?
Could be, could not be.
Right.
I'm anonymous.
It's all right. Steve Jobs, where are you from? What state?
I'm from somewhere in the
give
Mountain
a fake
West.
state. Yeah, out west. Okay. Which box you working on? Or all of them?
Pokemon
box.
Nice.
On the ground for that 3 times.
Oh,
on the
wow.
same trail. So
you think you so for everybody we all know that have the book, he put an overexposed picture, and everybody, and I know there's a lot of people in Discord that think they've found where that picture was taken. They found the actual location. Do you think you have, Steve?
hard to say. So that one's without giving away too much information, it's a bit of a weird trail. So
okay,
let's just say you spend most of your time kind of getting around there, and then you have just a tiny little window to actually go searching, especially if you're a night owl like me. So
well, let me ask you this: in the chapter, are there confirmers that you're in the right place outside of the picture?
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, it feels like there's no way he would be lying to you at that point. You got the state, the trail, the things around the trail, different pointers that point to it.
And all that's in the text of the chapter.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Because I haven't really
Now-
spent time on the Pokemon chapter.
Now
Okay.
you've traveled. So did you travel for recon, or did you think you were going to pick it up?
I thought I was going to pick it up. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well, that's fun.
I actually have a little Charmander stuffed animal that sits in the back of my car. So
Oh, nice.
It's been there for a couple of years, but he rode with me on my trip. So
Nice. Okay. Now, is this your first treasure hunt?
yep.
Okay. So the feeling when you said, I have to go home now, I call it the crash, the first boots on the ground, when you were sure you were going to go pick that up, you had a great solve and it didn't happen. What was that like for you?
It was almost traumatic.
Right. Yeah. It's rough when you think you're right. You're 100% right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so crazy that it's that much, that like, because I was so sure Forest Fen hunt was my first hunt. I was so sure of that spot. But yeah, it's like, and so then did you kind of dust yourself off and say, okay, I gotta think of something different, or what's been that process?
Yeah. So I went back to the hotel and I just kind of stared at the book, read the chapter over and over and over again.
Right.
Just to kind of figure out what I could. And I went on the trail the following day. And I guess during that time, I kind of made a mistake because I said he's either saying one or two things. It could be interpreted two ways. So I kind of thought to myself, I guess maybe there's no way he could be doing this one thing. So I did the other thing based on some things he said in videos. And that was a mistake. So that's why I felt the need to go a third time and end up driving another weekend. So
are you going back this weekend?
No.
Thanksgiving's getting in the way of all our treasure hunting.
I feel like someone else is bound to find it at this point, because I don't think I'd be out for another couple months. So
did you run into anybody while you were out there on the trail?
I saw people, but I didn't think any of them were looking.
Okay. You had your book in your hand, right? As you're walking through the
Everybody
forest.
has
Everybody's got their book.
You're like, funny. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it.
So that is pretty funny. So when you go boots on the ground, how many hours are you driving? And we don't know where you're from. I was just wondering, like, how much time, or do you fly out?
Just say like an hour a day.
Yeah, that was a 13-hour drive.
Wow. 13-hour one way round trip, right? Round trip.
One way.
Holy cow! And you've been out there
all
3
in.
different times.
Mm-hmm.
You caught the bug. Well,
I hit the trail twice in one trip.
Yeah.
And then once the next. I didn't leave myself much time that third time, so.
Now, if you can't go for a couple months, are you just going to share your whole solve? Are you going to hold it tight, see if it gets solved? Have you been watching the boards? Are you on the Discord?
Yeah, I watched them. I've been kind of pointing to something. I actually saw one person post a picture of something that was related to myself, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I know that other people have looked at the same thing.
Okay.
I don't necessarily know if they know the same path I took.
Interesting. So. You'll be back. If a month from now it's not solved, you'll be like, all right,
well, it might not be accessible in a month, Mike. You don't know.
Well, most people think the Pokemon chapter, just because of the states involved, are Texas or Louisiana. And I'm not asking you to confirm, but if it is in Texas or Louisiana, snow is not an issue. Everybody could search for those year round, right? I believe. Texas, Louisiana? Yeah, you don't want to say? Okay. Because, I think, right? I mean, I don't know Texas weather, but I'm assuming it's, or Louisiana, but I didn't think there were issues in the winter.
Yeah, no, I think on the, what is it, east side? Dallas is on the west. I don't know. Or like more in the, I don't know.
Ozarks, he goes.
Why are you trying to get secret hints? He came on here as a nice guy. I just wanted to talk, and you're grilling him for.
I got to read the Pokemon chapter now. I may have to switch, Kate, bro.
Oh no, I really like the Pokemon chapter, but I really did think. I think the more local people have, and the Steve's willing to drive 13 hours.
Right.
It's going to be far from us. So I wanted to start with, I started with Forest Fen because I was willing to go for that one. Are you working on any other box, Steve?
I'm working on Forest Fen now.
Okay.
And the Land Share.
So.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah,
you were not a Forest Fen searcher?
Nope.
So if you find that box and you get handed this autobiography, what would be your, if you've even thought about this, things that like we covet and people paid for a bunch of paper and an olive jar, someone paid John paid $48,000 for. Would you open it? Would you sell it? What would you do as a like something so sentimental to us? What would you do?
So I'd probably take the paper, fold it into a paper airplane, fill the jar with Orbeez.
Nice. Coy does say,
guys.
Coy, where was it? Oh, Coy does say there is snow and ice in Texas, so I take that back. Looks like weather is an issue. So, and this is for anybody that goes boots on ground for any of the boxes. Do you have something you're looking for that you think pinpoints it? In Forest Fence Treasure, we think there was a blaze on a tree. You find a blaze, you look down, there it is. Or are you really looking anywhere along your trail? If you can answer.
Oh, sorry. Did you ask me a question?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He doesn't want to say. All right. I was just
wondering. You're asking the group.
And that's a general question, I guess, of all the chapters. How is JCB pinpointing this thing? I know
well,
he said
he said you have to grid search, so he's not. He is not.
I mean, not miles. I would hope. That's crazy. I hope it.
Not miles. Like that's a good follow-up question.
Something.
If we get another interview, we're going to ask him, like, how much of a general area. He said you can get to an exact.
He won't answer.
So T Brown, there is an area on our Discord that says, I'll go boots on the ground for you. Introduce yourself. Maybe we change that because there's a ton of new people. And I know someone reached out to me, and I'm sorry, we're not taking additional search partners, but they said, where can I go? Because I kind of want to team up with someone, but I don't know anyone here. So I will say, be careful of that because we do, as much as we keep things positive, you don't know how much modding on the back end and has to happen because there's some crazy people in our community. We just keep them out from you guys seeing them, but they.
Steve, does your solve get you within 100 feet?
That's tough to say. I found spots that are, they look exactly like the picture, but the problem is that there's too many places to look, too many rocks to search. So
right.
I guess my suggestion for this one, if you end up taking the same path I did, you wouldn't really know, but you should probably bring somebody with you, just because that's how long it is. Like there's just too much ground to cover.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
Or
there's something else in that chapter. Yeah, I mean, I really got to start to read the chapter and make some notes and get into it.
So yeah, there's multiple interpretations for the part that points you to where in the trail. That's as I said before, there's a couple different paths you can take based on that, and that's what makes it difficult, in my opinion.
So that actually, we were talking about the misspelled words. I heard he misspelled Froki in the chapter, but now we know that that's not a clue. It's unintentional. Would you agree with that based on what he put on the website?
I have no comment on that one.
Interesting.
See, it's debatable, or it reveals something. And so that's why I think John needs to reword or clarify more his statement because.
Candy wants to know if you're coming to the conference on February 1st.
Maybe.
Yeah, and if you are, do not drink mimosas with her. That would be my one. That would be my one piece of advice. She'll win. That's right.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah, we hope to see you there. It'd be great.
Look what Silver Fox says.
These solves are going to blow people's minds, I believe. We have not come close to uncovering enough yet to go boots on the ground over hunches or coincidences. Well, it sounds, and Steve can speak for himself, but Steve Jobs sounds like he's found something more than a hunch or a coincidence, but he still hasn't been able to find it. So it's like Forrest said, you don't know if you're right until you find the box. You don't know if you have the right where warm waters halt until you find it. So, yeah.
Well, when you are you going to be anonymous if you find it?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think a lot of people might be.
Okay.
I mean, you've seen the death threats, so
I've had the death threats, so yeah, it's a bummer. But if you are the finder of the Forest Fen jar, contact us. We may buy it from you.
You can be anonymous that way.
The DL. And do it anonymously at stevejobs@gmail.com because we know that's probably
I'll send the jar full of Orbeez.
Nice. Greedy Bronze wants to know how you heard about the hunt, about JCB's hunt.
Weirdest thing I learned this week podcast. I listen to it all the time.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Do you think it's strange that he did Weirdest and Weirdos podcast and Weird is in the book and they were tiny little channels?
Yeah,
it wasn't like weird. Yeah, that's weird. I think there's a clue there. I think there's a
conspiracy theory. Yeah.
But I'm crazy.
All right, now I want to read the Pokemon box.
No, you're focused on one thing. You have your mission this week.
You got it. You're going boots on the ground. What else?
No, I've asked you to do one thing within that chapter that I don't think is exactly solved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would remain steady to complete the mission if I were you.
That's right. It's true. He did tell us that, didn't he? Did you see our show on the word search? And what do you think of the crazy anagrams that are hidden in there?
It's pretty insane. I really wanted to do that one to work on it, but that's one of those ones that I feel like so many people are working on that I need to shift my focus to what I've already been focused on. So,
yeah, and that's what I felt like the app trail. Yeah.
Yeah, the past and future one. It's kind of weird because like I feel like that one ties the most to me personally. Well, that and the Pokemon are about tied, but yeah, that's one of those ones I didn't really feel like going the extra mile on just yet. So.
Well, Candy has a cryptic message. Have you figured out the JCB symbol in the book?
No, I thought that was the thing you were talking about. That
is that the symbol in the very front of the book, or she means something else?
I know what symbol she's talking about.
Oh, okay.
The one that you had from the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Would that mean something? It's actually like a clue or a hint. Is that what Candy's saying?
Mm-hmm. It does.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It also has some interesting interpretations behind it too. So
and
get into that.
Is that specifically for the Pokemon box, or could it be for other things?
That's for Lion Share.
It has to be Lion Share, right?
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Candy, let's have some mimosas when you come out to World Series the conference.
Mike, I guarantee you cannot keep up with her with mimosas.
No, I get the water. We have shots of vodka and I have water. I know how to do this. This was in the movies. Okay. Did you use or will you use a metal detector? That's a good question.
I know it would have helped me, but
yeah, I
didn't feel like buying one.
Okay, right. Then you got to lug it out there and everything. Okay. Mm-hmm. What if you were in the right area and you just walked right by it and then it's found?
I probably did.
I was right there. Because for everybody that was in the Forest Fen community, Forest Fen's box was 10 inches by 10 inches. These are a lot smaller than that. These are what, 5 by 5, I think? I mean, it's a small
the Lion's Share is a little bit, but it's still
right. But the other four that a lot of people are looking for, what, 5 by 5 maybe? I mean, it is small. It could be covered just by wind blowing over it or something. So, I mean, leaves, by the wind blowing leaves over it or something. So,
well, they're already talking about if you find this box, are you going to continue on to, because you get a secret hint for the Lion's Share. It's in each box.
That's right. That's huge. The laminated clue is huge if you can find one of the other boxes for sure. Okay. Well, thanks, Steve Jobs, if that's your real name. I don't think it is. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. So everybody look for Steve out there if you're looking for the Pokemon box. And if you run into him, say hi, be nice.
And hopefully we'll see you in Vegas.
Or just follow him. Okay.
Thank you guys.
Okay, bye.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. Well, another new searcher. There we go. We should probably do this at the end of every show. We could have a new person come on and kind of introduce themselves.
When do you all think the first chest will be found? This year, spring, next summer?
No, I've publicly said nothing's going to be found until spring, but the question is next year, when do you think one will be found?
No, I'm still going for this year. This year.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, I hope you find
calendar year.
April. And then, yeah, that'd be crazy if you find it. Because that's what I told you. I go, so wait, sit down. What if you actually find it? Like, what are we going to do? Like, there's a lot to think about.
Okay, let me be really stupid here for a second. And I'm going to tell you how ridiculous I am. Mm-hmm. When I found when I had a major breakthrough last night at about 2:30 a.m.,
which we haven't even
talked about. It was the day before 2:30 a.m., which we haven't even had time to talk about. I literally cried. I am sitting with a word search as a 48-year-old woman, and I cried.
That's the thrill of the chase right there.
Now, let's take that to, I go to that said spot and find it. I don't know.
Yeah,
it will be exciting. I will cry. I will scream. I always remember Jana from Minnesota, Jana, when she found her one hunt, and she's like, "Wow!" I don't know what I will do, but
You'll probably just start crying. I mean, I would probably start crying if I found one of these. All I will say is the conference next year, February 1st, will get a lot more interesting if K-Pro finds this thing before then.
Oh, would we share the secret message with everyone for Lion Share?
No. Well, it depends what it is. I mean, that's why I said until I know what's in the box exactly and what the incentive is, I can't really make these decisions. But I think it would be awesome to announce that we found it at the conference. That would really be cool, wouldn't it, for everybody that attends?
Silver Fox is saying the book's been out a month. No, it hasn't. It didn't come out until November.
November 11th was the new date. Yeah, no, it's been out 2 weeks. He pushed it from October to November 11th. Right?
No, but we had 32 of the pages for a while.
Stop saying next week. It's been a month since.
Stop saying
the official release date was November 11th. Well, some people got them early, but when they got them early, I thought it was like around Halloween. I thought when the Gray Ghost reached out to us, who was the first person that we heard about it, it was Halloween because I went live the morning of Halloween. So Gray Ghost.
Yeah, but we didn't get our book then. We got our book.
3 weeks.
We got our book. I think it was the 8th or the 9th. We got it after some people, but before some others. So you can't tell me to stop it, Silver Fox.
Somebody just said in the chat something happened on Halloween. Oh, Satoshi Nakamoto gave the white paper for Bitcoin on Halloween. What if a couple books were released on early as a clue?
No way. That was a bad flub. That was a bad mistake.
Yeah,
I talked to the PR team.
But it was Halloween.
They said, oopsie. I mean, it was a glitch, they said. But could they be lying? Could that be a red herring? I don't know.
The book's not $80 on Amazon, is it? That's what Doug said. He
no,
said
there's a new book. It has the exact same cover. And if you look at the details in it, guys. Okay, so we have some scammers out there.
Yeah,
one Illinois Ghost bought the one that had I don't want to do that. The one that had nothing in it, just blank.
I'll show your notes, honey.
Yeah, it was blank, and he's like, I got scammed. He did get scammed. The cover looks identical, but you really have to look at the description. There is now someone out that says there's great treasure inside or something like that. It's another scam. Make sure and it says John Collins Black everything. So
here's one. Check. I just put in John Collins Black in Amazon, and this popped up. John Collins Black biography. There's a treasure to explore inside these pages. Yeah, that's BS.
Right. I talked to the team about that one. I talked to him about the journal. I don't think I've sent in. There's actually one that has this cover. There's two actually that have this cover.
That's horrible. I mean, everybody's trying to scam.
Scammers.
And what Illinois Ghost got was the book with blank pages. So it's like a notebook.
It was a journal. And it said, I guess in the deep description or something, there's also an ebook being sold. I have been told if you buy the ebook, you don't get the ebook. It's another scam. So
scamarola, everybody.
Amazon is sold out for now.
It is $46.12. That's true. But Barnes & Noble has it. Just call your Barnes & Noble, see if you can get a copy. Because I don't know if you said, but when we held the 2 copies, didn't they say people were looking for them?
Oh my gosh, they said they had 6 people
Everybody's looking
try to come in, and they said, we're sorry, we have reserved this for someone. They have 3 days to pick it up.
That's right.
And that's when Sam was, they're like, well, what's your name? Let's see your ID. They were like, they said, and then they asked her, they're like, why is everybody after this book? And she's like, oh, it's like $2 million. It's a treasure hunt. And the lady's like, what? She hadn't read it. She didn't know.
Scammers out there already. There always is. This thing's going to go huge. I mean, again, to the point, the treasure hunt has been released for 2 weeks. That's it. Just 2 weeks. Think about 6 months from now, how many people will buy it.
And I'm going. And you know what? I have crashed and burned on other hunts. I've literally walked by a couple of hunts. But this one, and you know what? This is how I look at it. I'm not going to put myself in a dangerous situation. I'm taking someone with me. It's going to be an adventure. It's going to be fun. I have a hell of a lot of fun. Cynthia is like, she's one of the most fun people to travel with. So with that being said, at the absolute minimum, we are going to recon the area, because when you get boots on the ground, it's a whole different experience, and you will be able to pick up, maybe there's a sign, or maybe there's a big rock or something that you can't see in Google Earth. So that's what it's going to be.
I would say film everything when you go, K-Pro, and if it is found, a year from now, at least it could be a fun video to say this is where I thought it was, or I was in the right area, etc. So yeah, film what you can, and then down the road we can actually make that video.
Yeah.
Okay, there is no ebook. Everybody,
there is no ebook.
And it's Hooli, not Hulk.
She is. Is that
a typo or an intentional error?
She's tough because she is the one with the wrench.
Ah, it's from the Thrill of the Chase. That's pretty good, 3D Bronze. That's pretty good. You know, if somebody was to do a new treasure hunt, I wonder when they're going to announce that. Anyway, okay, everybody. Thank you for tuning in on this K-Pro Cow Pow Wow, the Monday before Thanksgiving. We'll probably go live Wednesday.
Hey, Mike.
If you would actually, let's do it this way. If you would like to be on the show like Steve Jobs was and like Debbie was, email me or email K-Pro and we'll set it up for Wednesday night. We'll actually schedule it. And just tell us about your boots on the ground experience and all that fun stuff.
Mike.
Yeah.
So you know how you accidentally ordered a couple extra books and didn't cancel them and reordered?
Yeah, they're over there.
Now that they're out, I mean, don't you think we have to do something when we hit 2,000 subs?
You want to do
some sort of contest or a giveaway? And does anybody not have the book? Because if you don't have the book, maybe we do a contest and give. We go old school. We used to give away. I know, but I don't care. We're all liars. I wish you weren't a liar.
We can come up with something. Yeah, we can come up with something fun in order to give away a book. So we already gave away one book. If you guys remember all the treasure chests on the table, we did a fun giveaway that way. So let me and K-Pro come up with a different way. And yes, maybe we'll give away a book.
I'm going boots on the ground to the kitchen to find a beer.
Coming soon.
I know. Can you believe it's jumped? It took forever to get to 5,000 and now it's just boom. Boom, I said. Boom.
Raw slots. You go to treasureinside.com. On the very bottom, there's actually, can you email them through the bottom?
Yeah, it's info. There's a form at the bottom. I think it goes both to the same spot. Yeah. I think it's info at.
Yeah.
Go
ahead. No, info at treasureinside.com, I think is what it is. But they do get it. They will read it. Raw. So
I'm not leaving the Pelican case. Pelican cases come with me. It's a souvenir. Everything's coming with me.
How many of you have typed out the chapters? Actually, if you're just working on an individual chapter, it probably would help to type it out. Actually, that's a good point, Silver Fox. Okay, if you want to come on the show Wednesday night, email us and maybe we set it up. We, come in, say where you are, if you've been boots on the ground, what you think, and all. I
like it.
And because it is Thanksgiving, and I don't know if you guys know, but the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving is the biggest bar night of the year. But we will sacrifice. We won't go to the bar. We will do a show, but there might be some. You're
sacrificing. You don't even drink. You only go to the bar.
No, I'm saying I might. I did the rum last time. There might be some drinking involved because it is.
Yeah, Mike had a foofy drink. It was what was it called? A sidecar?
Wow, Cavassier. That's really good.
Oh, Mike.
I had 2 of them. I was good to go.
You were. You're like, we have to wait a little bit. We waited a long bit.
We went to the steakhouse over at Cannery. So
yeah, it was
okay.
Good.
Anything else, K-Pro, before we sign off? We did an hour and a half, everybody.
I know. I'm just the chat is quite ornery. Some people wanted to do a speakeasy. I'm not committing to that because I don't know how I didn't eat. My day was so busy. I have not had dinner yet. So, and it's 8:30 here. So I'm going to go try to get something to eat, but you can go into the speakeasies. If you have any extra little piece of advice as I go boots on the ground for past
it's late. I got to get that sound bite. Yeah, for sure. It's a SNL thing. You wouldn't understand. Ladies, man, hey, it's a lady. No. Okay.
Is that the ones that go like this?
No, it's the ladies, man, the black guy who is from Detroit, by the way. Can't remember his name. Tim Meadows. Bam. Tim Meadows. Okay. Anyway, where did we get to that? All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We're probably going to do another show on the word search at some point. But everybody, we have 2,000.
Not in the next 5 days. You're not.
And yeah, I'll have to wait for K-Pro to come back. And then K-Pro is going to do the walk of shame. Like I was wrong. It wasn't. Well, no,
you know what? No, I believe, even if I am wrong, I'll have a good time, but I don't think it's going to rule out the area because what's been found can't be a coincidence, in my opinion.
So I think you're doing recon more so than searching.
I do too.
We're ready for spring. Yeah.
And I don't know.
Go ahead.
No, I don't want to say anything more. I'm giving away the farm. The farm's being given away.
So we broke the word search. I think we need to break something for one of the other 3 chapters. I don't know what that is yet, but I think we need to break something.
So why don't you guys tell us what is the next? And we can perma temp, perma whatever. He's the one that shared something so big. Let's bring, if somebody wants to pick a different box and break the internet. Tell us what you guys want.
Candy, what's this symbol all about for the lion's share?
Candy.
And speakeasy, Candy. You don't have to say it, but at least give us a hint what you're talking about.
No,
So
say
maybe
it right out loud. Have a drink, have two, and then right out loud say it.
That's true.
Or what they're like.
Although their real names are Christy and Mike.
Yeah, do a poll. Let's do a poll in Discord on which one we should focus on next.
Okay. Okay.
Tune in to find out
Monday nights. Okay, Discord link down below. We hit 1,000 members, which is awesome. The more people that come together, the more better of a chance we're going to find this thing.
2,000.
And if somebody does find one with proof, break it on Discord, please.
That symbol would blow your mind. Oh my gosh, Steve Jobs speaks candy. Okay, so when do you guys have to share it? That's it. Done. We're going.
All right. Jump in speakeasy, Steve. Let's talk about it. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you thumbs up, subscribe, share, comment, all that fun stuff.
Hey, look at Captain.
We're not going to say who that is, but hey, aren't you supposed to?
Hey, you're not.
Hey.
He said dad.
Well, we know who it is now, everybody.
Yeah.
Check out Captain Rook 990 on Twitch, everybody, because that's where he streams. So there you go.
This is our youngest.
Little shout out to Eric.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. We'll see you in the speakeasy. I want to know about the symbol now. So
you have to. You said it. You have to.
All right.
Okay.
See you, everybody.
Bye.
Go to bed, Eric.
Adorable.
Oh, I hope so if I end the stream too. Go to bed, Eric.